Well, like I said before, uh, beginning of the end, I just want to tell my kids, some more of my experiences when when I was in grade school. Um, some of the things that happened and made Dad who Dad is. Um, and I want you to get the full story. I want you to know your dad, like I said. So, guys, third grade-ish, somewhere around there. That's when I was diagnosed with a learning disability. And look, all three of you, I think you get traits from me and some from your mom. But you each have your strengths and weaknesses, and I'll go over that later in another video. I was told that it was a crutch. At least that's the way it felt, because when they were trying to learn about that stuff, I was kind of like, they did so many testing on me, and they were still trying to figure out what exactly it all entailed, and good things, bad things. And when I went to Summit, because I had a learning disability, I think it was fifth grade, may have been fourth grade, fifth grade, somewhere around there, after I was diagnosed, they sent in a gentleman that taught me and a few other students in there how to juggle, because they wanted to see if there was an affiliation, if people with learning disabilities / dyslexia were not stupid. By far, we're not stupid at all. Highly intelligent. It's just we lack on some things. We have anxiety. We bad conversations. But they sent this juggler guy in if there was an affiliation with eye-hand coordination. And the guy taught us miming, how to be a mime, and some theater acting. But the big thing was the juggling. I mean, they really fight. That was covered by the state. I mean, it was the craziest thing I ever saw. I think back about it, but that's how I learned how to juggle, through the school. Because of my learning disability, and it helped me later in life. I'll tell that story. But you know, we have big brains. We think about things that other people don't think about. We don't have the same thoughts that other people do. Good people. We're empathetic. We understand. We feel for people. And it can be a downfall, but it can also be a good thing. So be careful on those guys. Anyway, though, that's how I learned how to juggle. And try to think of any big events. Granny and Pappy. My Granny and Pappy, Nanny and Papple died around sixth grade. But that's when I started going to middle school, and that's when I was also introduced to marijuana. But I was very treated. So I saw some names close to me that smoking pot, and I had access. And from the age of, say 11, 12, somewhere around there, maybe earlier, and, I smoked weed all through high school, all through middle school, and most of my adult life. I'm not. And now I look back, and good, bad. I couldn't tell you either way. I know that I felt like it should be legal, and it now is legal. But I also realized the other ramifications that my life have paid for me trying to advocate that. But I wanted to let you guys know that. And that's part of it. So middle school for me was a huge transition because it definitely wasn't elementary school anymore. And it was a change. It was a big change for me, even though, house is the same, munched. You know, I started wanting to work when I was like 13. And if I remember right, that was about the time Dad lost his job at Imke, and he wasn't pulling in as money as he could. And I tried to be at school, but there was just no money. There was no money, and I tried to make some do for myself. I took side jobs after school, construction jobs, and you know, um, when I was also in middle school, um, you know, go and see my friends and party and try not to think about, what is home life and what's good and what's bad, and what I should have done was look for people that weren't causing so much trouble and people that would have better influences on my life. But c'est la vie. I mean, I've also held some pretty good friends throughout my life. But the trust factor, maybe it was my paranoia, maybe it was just because of the way I was raised. I always had trouble in those arenas. Same thing. Same thing with girls. Um, what did I say? Your dad was a Mac Daddy. But, I just look back and I think about that, and I know that you guys are getting to that age and that transition. I want you to be careful. Careful of the friends you choose. Careful. You gotta be careful. Do the right thing. And I know it's hard to stay focused on school, especially guys. School is so important. It's not even funny. But why I was in middle school, you know, 6th or 7th grade, 8th grade, and that was at the high school, so I didn't really transfer high schools. And then 9th grade year, there was a few friends in my class that had died. One drowned. I kind of knew him a little bit, but not really. Another one that sat next to me on a daily basis hung himself. Another guy died because of a drug overdose. These people, they just didn't get their lives back. One of my girlfriends that I was dating, her brother died right down the street. It was bad. It was a bad accident, bad day, and felt horrible for her. But people are people, guys. You need to stay in your schoolwork. School. But I got in a little trouble when I was around that age. It's later when it really started to kick my ass. I love you guys. I'll see you next video.